He wakes up alone. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know where he is. All he knows is that he's floating in space with 2 dead bodies beside him and a computer calling him doctor. This isn't the start of a horror story, it's the beginning of humanity's last chance for survival. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir throws you into the silence of the stars with a hero who doesn't even remember he's supposed to save the world. It's science fiction at its smartest and most emotional, pulling you through memory loss, alien contact, and scientific puzzle solving in a race against extinction. The man wakes up strapped to a bed surrounded by sterile walls and robotic arms. Slowly he regains fragments of memory enough to realize he's on a spaceship and his name is Ryland Grace. But why he's there, what mission he's on, and why his crewmates are dead takes time to uncover. As his memories return, he pieces together the enormity of what's happening. Earth is dying. A mysterious microorganism dubbed Astrophage is feeding on the sun's energy, dimming it at a dangerous rate. Without intervention, the sun will fade and Earth will freeze. Grace wasn't supposed to be a hero. He was a high school science teacher who had once written controversial papers on life at the cellular level. But when Astrophage appeared and the global scientific community failed to find solutions, he was recruited, reluctantly, into a high-stakes mission that demanded minds from every corner of the world. His former life of teaching biology and yelling at kids about homework vanished as he was pulled into a worldwide effort to reverse a cosmic threat. World built the Hail Mary, a spaceship powered by the very thing killing Earth. It was a last effort to reach Ceti, a nearby star system where Astrophage wasn't destroying the star. The mission was clear: identify what makes Ceti immune, bring that knowledge back, and save Earth. Grace and 2 other astronauts volunteered, knowing it was likely a one-way trip. But now Grace is the only one left. He is alone a million miles from home, carrying the burden of a species on his shoulders. As Grace begins exploring the Ceti system and collecting data, he encounters something no one on Earth could have predicted. Another spaceship, another intelligent life form. An alien species has also traveled to Ceti for the same reason. Their sun is dying too. The alien ship is piloted by a creature Grace eventually names Rocky. Rocky is not humanoid, not carbon-based, and not fluent in any human language. Yet through shared problem-solving, musical communication, and scientific intuition, the 2 develop a remarkable bond. Rocky is a brilliant engineer from a planet called Erid, where methane and ammonia form the atmosphere, and the sun is slowly dying, due to Astrophage as well. What begins as a cautious alliance becomes a deep interstellar friendship that defines the heart of the story. Rocky saves Grace's life more than once, and Grace in turn teaches Rocky about chemistry, biology, and physics in ways that might save both their planets. It's not just about surviving, it's about learning to understand each other's worlds, and sacrificing for something greater. Together, they discover that Ceti holds a solution in the form of a predator to Astrophage, a microscopic life form they call Talmeba. This tiny organism naturally eats Astrophage and keeps the star system safe. But there's a catch. Talmeba thrives in the environment of Ceti, but struggles to survive elsewhere. Grace and Rocky need to adapt the organism for their respective home systems, which have different atmospheric pressures and chemical compositions. The science in Project Hail Mary is dense, intricate, and masterfully interwoven with character development. Andy Weir doesn't just throw terms like mass spectrometry and DNA synthesis into the story for flash. He uses them to advance the plot in clever, believable ways. Every breakthrough, every solution, is earned through logic, experimentation, and sometimes desperate trial and error. Grace isn't a superhero. He's a man doing math on napkins, solving puzzles with duct tape and caffeine, making wild guesses, and sometimes failing hard. But what makes Project Hail Mary soar beyond its scientific depth is its humanity. As Grace's memories return, we learn that he didn't volunteer for the mission. He was tricked. He had objected to going on a suicide mission, he had a quiet life, and no desire to be a martyr. But when the world's best candidates died in a training accident, he was the only viable option left. So he was put under sedation, placed aboard, and launched without consent. When he wakes up in space, he doesn't know he's a stolen hero. And when he finally remembers, he has to decide whether to carry the mission through or let Earth die in revenge. The decision becomes harder when Rocky's life is on the line. The creature is not just a mission partner, but Grace's only friend. Rocky is funny, precise, protective, and endlessly loyal. Their conversations, which begin as simple musical patterns, grow into rich exchanges filled with inside jokes, compassion, and camaraderie. Grace learns to care not just about Earth but about a planet he's never seen, a people he'll never meet. He learns to put someone else's survival above his own and above the Earth's death. Tension rises when Grace has to make a choice between returning home with the data that could save humanity or staying to save Rocky, whose planet will perish. Without his help, Grace knows that if he uses the ship's fuel reserves to help Rocky, he may never make it back. And yet, he chooses friendship. He chooses sacrifice. He chooses to be the man the world forced him to become, even when no one is watching. In a brilliant, final twist, Grace survives. After saving Rocky and sending him on his way, he expects to die in space. But Rocky returns, rescues him, and brings him to Erid. There Grace lives as the only human among an alien species, teaching Eridian science, eating their strange food, learning their language and missing Earth every day. It's not the ending he imagined, but it's the ending he earns. Project Hail Mary is more than a space survival tale. It's a testament to problem-solving and resilience, to human ingenuity, and alien wonder, to the fact that sometimes the most extraordinary friendships form in the most impossible places. Andy Weir balances edge-of-your-seat tension with heartfelt connection, making this not just a thrilling sci-fi adventure, but a deeply moving story of identity, sacrifice, and hope. Ryland Grace starts the book as a man alone in space with no memory and no purpose. He ends it as a teacher again, only now he teaches an entire species. He begins as a reluctant participant and ends as the hero Earth never deserved. His transformation isn't about power or prestige, it's about understanding that the greatest legacy is the one that saves lives even when no one knows. Your name. Project Hail Mary is what science fiction should be: thrilling, hopeful, terrifying, and unexpectedly warm. It's about math and chemistry, yes, but it's also about redemption. It's about making impossible choices. And at its core, it's about two beings from different worlds who found each other in the vast loneliness of the universe and chose to do good. If you love space exploration, emotional stakes, alien friendships, and science that actually feels real, this is a story that will grip you from the first disoriented moment to the final heartbeat among the stars. Link in description.